Hello guys, this is Brian Tubbs coming at you with another video. On the last video, I was talking about I was starting to do some aluminum pieces, and I was talking about I was going to be painting fish head and the other piece we call curls, because the colors weren't right and people were just not buying those pieces like they normally would. And then I said I was going to be starting to make some aluminum pieces, and so this is one of the aluminum pieces here. We call these swirls, and you may have seen these in another video. I started these a little while ago, but I haven't made one in a few months. I haven't made a video on it anyway. And this is all aluminum rods, aluminum block base. So this is kind of some of the new stuff that we're doing. I'm doing these, and I'm also doing aluminum curls like our regular curl pieces. And so what this video is really about is I'm painting this piece, the translucent metal, duplicolor Metalcast anodized paint. You can use this on cars, like on trim and stuff like that, rims, and just clear coat over it. The problem with this paint is it runs. I mean, my goodness, it runs like a freaking freight train or something. I don't know. When I first started using it, I tried spraying this paint like you would like a Rust-Oleum or something like that. The Rust-Oleum paints, they're forgiving. You still got to be careful with Rust-Oleum, but like on your first coat, you won't do a complete cover coat. It's still gonna be a light coat, but you'll cover a lot of the underlying surface. If you have primer, you'll still get a good cover on it, the first coat. But even with that, you should go to a pretty light coat, and then a little heavier coat the second time, then third time a little bit heavier, because now your paint is has an opportunity to do what's called a mechanical or chemical bond, and it just kind of sucks in to itself. But with this stuff, your first coat, if you can see on this piece right here, you can see there's a very light film of purple on it. It was all stainless steel, shiny stainless steel, but this is the first coat. It's that light. I mean, there's just barely a mist on here. So you want to do that first, and then you go back with the second coat that's not much heavier than this. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and just spray a little bit more on here and let you guys take a look. What you want to do is you want to shake this stuff until you hit a ball in there moving around, because you want to get the paint blended well. So just shake, be very patient, very cautious when you're using this stuff, because like I said, when I first started using it, I was spraying it like I was spraying Rust-Oleum, and it just started running all over the sculpture I was doing. I had to stop, get lacquer thinner, take all the paint off, and I think I even got some aircraft, the paint remover, to get the paint off. After getting all the paint off, got it cleaned up, used wax and grease remover to clean everything off. I went back at it again with this stuff, the same result. So it took me 3 or 4 times to finally call someone and ask, how do you use this stuff? So I'm going to go ahead and spray a really light coat on here, just so you guys can see what I'm doing. I'll kind of turn it this way. So I'm doing this really light coat, just a little mist coat On the trigger, off the trigger, on the trigger, off the trigger. And the good thing with this piece is I can pick it up by these rods and get in there with it laying in a flat position, so I don't have to worry about the paint running much. So again, I'm just doing just a really light, misty coat. I'm not staying in any position for a long period of time. Just going over the piece, trying to get all the areas that I can get quickly. I'm gonna do this outer edge here really, really quickly. I am not trying to get a final coat. So I'm just going and just misting. So after this second coat, my third coat will be a little bit heavier, but not much. So I'm gonna pick it up here, which in most cases you can't do this because you'll be spraying the entire piece. But with this setup here, I can grab by these bars and I'm not concerned about it, the paint, peeling off or anything into my hand. And so if you can see, it's just a little bit darker than what it was when I first started filming this video. Just a little bit. What I was trying to do when I first started using this stuff, was I was trying to get to this point and beyond this point on my first coat. It just won't do that. Now let me show you guys something. This is the Duplicolor plastic adhesion promoter. It's part number CP199 adhesion promoter. It's Duplicolor. It goes on clear. So what you do, although it says a plastic adhesion promoter, you can use it on metal as well. So what we do is we'll spray this on first, really light, couple light coats with this. And what this will do is help the paint adhere to the metal. Not really. It's good in theory, but it still takes a lot of patience with this stuff. I mean, it turns out, nicely and everything if you do it right. If you don't do it right, you'll have just nightmares with this stuff. And so that's what the backside looks like now. It's getting darker and darker, and you should wait about 10 minutes between each coat. But since I'm filming, I'll just go ahead and put another coat on there. A really light mist coat. And when I'm spraying this stuff, I have to keep reminding myself, go light, really, really light. I'm on the trigger, I'm off the trigger. I'm on, I'm off. What I'm trying to do is get in these areas without getting too much paint on this paper, because I got to pick it up by that. And if I try and get around the paper too much, I will have runs. Because that's what I did the first time when I was using this stuff. The three of these would be wrapped in one piece of paper all the way up. So I'd have to go around this wall to get back here to paint. And I had runs because of trying to get around the wall. So I had my wife just wrap these individually so I can spray through these areas. Like I said, it comes out really, really nicely if you do it right. Like I said, if not, you will have just headache after headache. Well, really light, but I can put it on a little bit heavier now because of the chemical bond. But I'm still not going to go too heavy. And although this is a really nice paint to use, if you get a chip in it, it's a freaking nightmare. My goodness. And I say that because I'm putting 4 or 5, maybe even 6 coats on here. And so when you put that much on, I'm just going to put it here so I can get here with it laying flat. I'm painting my hands and everything, but that's okay. Let me do the base one more time. And I'm trying to get these outer edges without getting too much paint on the faces. So I'm just doing a really light, misty coat on those edges. So what I have to do now is pause, let it sit. And as you can see, it's just getting darker and darker. With each coat, it's going to get darker. But like I said, on my first attempt, when I first tried using this stuff, I tried to get to this point on my first coat. And the whole thing was just running. I mean, just like a waterfall, just running everywhere. I was blaming it on the humidity. It was too hot. I was blaming it on everything because I had never seen anything like this before. So after probably about my 4th or 5th, maybe 6th attempt, I caught a buddy of mine who uses this a lot. And I asked him, why is he doing that? And he just laughed. He said, just about everybody that start using this stuff go through the same thing until they figure it out. A lot of people never figure it out. But as you can see, it's getting darker and darker. And what I was saying, if you chip this, say you're taking it, to a show, or you're packing it into your containers and you just chip a spot. Absolute nightmare. Because it's going to take you probably, say I put 6 coats on here. It's going to take me 5 or 6 coats to get that chip to blend back in. But by doing 5 or 6 coats to that little spot, I'm spraying the rest of it too, and now you have a section that's darker than the rest of the piece. Oh God, it's bad. I just redid a red one I had a chip on a red one. I was at a show, and I tried to, fix the chip with a I think it was a ear swab and some of the paint. Now there's a paint called Smoke. It's by Duplicolor. It's a Metalcast, but it's called Smoke. And if you ever get a chip, you just take a little bit of your smoke, spray into the cap, get either a paintbrush or like a cotton swab, ear swab, dip it in there, dip it on a little spot, let it sit for about 10 minutes, do it again, about 10 minutes, do it again, and you'll see it starting to darken up. And then you get it dark enough to where you really don't notice the spot, and then you take your can of paint and just do a little sweep. And a lot of times that will blend it in, but you just have to know how to do it. But just trying to sit there and spray, you're gonna probably take 5 or 6 coats. But like I say, now the rest of your paint is uneven because you have more coats in this section than you do the other. So I'm trying to do, I think this is my 3rd coat. I'll start on the 4th coat, and then I'll let it sit. Like I say, you're supposed to wait 10 minutes, but I know the paint well enough now that I don't have to wait the full 10 minutes for it to off gas. So I'll just go ahead and do my next coat. But again, I'm still going lightly, but I can go a little bit heavier now. Because of the chemical bond. And I'm not afraid of it really running right now because I can lay it flat and it won't run. I can leave it in a flat position long enough for it to start, drying a little bit, so it can't run, and then I'll stand it back upright because I know it has gotten past the point where it can run because it has dried a little bit. So that's a good thing about doing stuff like this. But if I was I'm just spraying another sculpture where I couldn't touch it, then that would be a different issue. Let me get under here. And I'm trying to use fewer coats because if I can do that, it won't be so tough if we get a chip in it because I won't have as many coats to fight through. So I'm just going up and down. Because when I first started using this stuff, guys, I was ready to just say forget it. I'm not going to use it. It's just too difficult to use. But with me telling you guys how to use it, you'll probably have maybe you might have an issue, the first time because you have to find your own boundaries. But after that, I think you'll be good because you understand what's going on. Starting to feel pretty good about it now. I can still get runs, but I would have to stay in one spot for not for a long time. I have to stay on one, like if I'm spraying and my arm hits something, I get locked in that position, it'll definitely run. Even right now with the mechanical bond. That's why you should know where you are when you're painting, what's around you, and all that kind of stuff. But I can breathe now because I know it's not gonna, just take off running. Because I was spraying a red piece. right before this piece, and it started running because I wasn't thinking which paint I was using, because I had just used a different type of paint. I wasn't using this, and so I was using the same practices I used with the other paint with this, and it got to run right down in this area. So what I had to do is I had to rushing it. I had to get a paper towel and just dab it, and I was able to take enough paint off, and then I was able to go back in and spray over it and blend it back in. All right, so as you can see, it's dark. And I don't see any runs on it, which is a wonderful thing. And what you can use is the Duplicolor 1K clear coat. I normally use the clear. I don't use satin or anything like that. I use the clear. So after you do this, you spray a really light coat on of the clear, because the clear will run too. Spray a really light coat on, let it sit for about 10 minutes, go back, hit it again with another coat, and if you want to, you can hit it with a third coat, just for protection. All right, guys, so that's going to do it for this video. I'm going to let this sit up for a few minutes, let it just kind of cure and off gas before I lock everything in with the clear coat. Or you can use just use the Rust-Oleum clear, or you can use, like I say, the Duplicolor Metalcast. I mean, not Metalcast, but coat. It's called 1K clear. And it's just a gloss clear that you spray on. It's pretty durable. It's more durable than this stuff, but I think this stuff costs, I don't know, $6 or $7. A can of the Duplicolor 1K is $20 for one can. So you have to make that decision for yourself. All right, guys, that's going to do it for this one. And I think the information I gave you today is extremely, extremely valuable if you start using this stuff. So again, after you clean your metal, you would use the plastic adhesion promoter. The part number is CP199 adhesion promoter. And then you would use whatever color you're going to use. This is the purple anodized Duplicolor Metalcast, part number MC204, purple anodized. They also have it. In red, blue, green, yellow. There's a lot of different colors. Whatever guys want to use on their cars. So this is more automotive paint. This sits just in a can. All right, guys, so that's going to do it for this one. And I hope to see you on the next one. I'm not sure what I'll be doing, probably something with the aluminum. But as usual, peace out.